Hello, thank y'all for tuning in today's session, Kiddie Pal with Shai. She's having her little snack. So how are y'all? So I hope y'all week went well and everybody's rested up and had a good holiday, fortunately. So today's session on December the 19th, 2025, we did do Cane Kids activity. So before this, we did 45-minute session, right? About, going over, the subject is winter. So we went over our spell words. We drag letters, characters, trace letters, sort letters, count cookies, number sort, more, pattern, and comparing sizes, okay? Thank y'all for listening to our great Christ Xmas story. So the story of my firstborn daughter, Virgo, my fall to earth, my earthly state, my earthly covenant of creating human children. And so the message is the death of the winter, or the death that came in the winter. Okay, so don't get spooked about it. It's not such a bad, spooky love story, but it is kind of maybe horror story a little bit. But through all of those bad memories in our membrane, we have a good brightness that came from all of that, and now we can not live so much of the nightmare and live the living vision. So on the board today, I said, hello, it's me, Shai, black and better, right? That's why my name matters. So interpretation of Jesus is a Spanish name. That's why I tell y'all have to know my name, particularly God's divine name, to enter the gate spiritually after our bodies go back. You'll have to know my truth before you leave this earth. Okay? You're not gonna die and then get over there and be like, you knew me. No, you have to know me personally on earth. You have to understand my existence and my purpose in life. You can't just think that I just exist just for the fun of it. Some of us may have been born for different things, for entertainment, for different other things, but this is not the purpose for my existence. And I wasn't just born to entertain people. I wasn't born to just be, a nobody, but at the same time, I am somebody, okay? So that's why the Christianity was the example of the religion that they bowed to and created under the Spanish rule. So you see what I'm trying to say is I'm pinpointing all this together because in the end, that's why you see the war between Bella and culture in the end. Because I told y'all I was a black daughter from the beginning. I'm going to be a black daughter after all is said and done. It doesn't matter what I do or my ancestors. We can mix with anybody. We're still going to return back to who we are. So I'm just showing an example. If you go down that route and y'all get in covenant with blacks, some of this is going to be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Be careful who you mate with. That's all I can tell you. Sometimes it doesn't end well. Sometimes it do. It doesn't destroy my legacy or my blessing, or anything like that. It's just saying that, there's some things and wars happen when people done that type of thing. So we're just giving people being aware of, be aware again, okay? Be aware, okay? So, so, when it's just the original, it's just what it is. So, it's important. That's why I said, just know my name. It's important for you. You can't just say that, God requires. No, I probably go by different identities because there's different type of ethnicities of blacks. Of course, I can create different things. But I have one original line from the beginning that's not going to ever change, despite what my other people do on either side or the fence. I chose to identify myself. But the eternal portion is the native blacks. So that's why we represent the last of it, like far as being the eternal, the ones that's left from all of that culture wars and Bella wars and all the other wars that comes in. And so I just choose not to, like I said, get involved inside of the hatred of it and just try to remove myself. And I formed a better covenant this time where people that actually love me for who I am, and they don't really care about my skin. Some people just made it too much about that. So I'm just with my people who care about me. Alright, so we did that. So that's the story of Christ Xmas, the woman seed, the death of the woman seed, but the rise of woman seed too through the body. So that's why I say I created me a darkness, a dark man, and I also formed the light. So I had 2 sons to come from my covenants, but only one, like I said, is holding my truth and my balance, and that's what I'm using to restore my future legacy and stop everything. And just like I said, put an end to all of these things that has happened. Huh? Yeah. That's right. It's okay. You're just getting a little sleepy, ain't you? You want some of the juice? Alright, so we had, she had a good lunch or whatever like that. And so Shai, she's the next testimony. Like you say, my seed. She's been with me since the beginning, and I love it because, you know, she has got her mind, or my, you know, so my other daughter's with my mother. So like I said, she's been with her since 14 months, and she's 6 years old. So she's kind of pretty much, like, you pretty much repeated it and trying to teach her the same thing that I'm breaking. And that's why it's a war right now, because I'm trying to tell her I'm not trying to repeat that of teaching my kids a falseness or a false doctrine or all of the things. It hasn't got us anywhere, Mom. It's not. So I'm trying to let her know, like, as boomers, it has not got us nowhere, and it doesn't work for this generation. Like I'm saying, what they've been taught not work for this generation. So we're just trying to tell y'all children of it, how it has affected us. And that's the reason why we're in this situation now. You're trying to teach us, while, you know, that religion, the same thing that we have rebelled or we did not agree with, that we knew that was wrong for us. And we're trying to, because it doesn't reason out woman truth. It only builds up a father, and they're too prideful. And daughters don't got time to be under that type of mess with their fathers too. And I'm not going to choose a man over my children, and particularly my daughters. I never have, never will. So I'm not trying to be like the same mothers that came before us that continues to disregard, that is causing a generation effect and trauma on the daughters particularly. So I'm trying to break that. So it's like, at some point, it's like, really, that's my daughter, biological. I had her. I was trying to protect her. But at the same time, if she's going to be raised in my mother household as a boomer woman, she's not going to, you're putting that back on her as a Virgo daughter. So it's like, that's the war right now. And I'm trying to catch up and break the timing. But this daughter, I refuse to. That's why I said I refuse to allow them to do the same thing that they did to my first daughter and continue to do. I don't want her, this one, to be affected by that. Because, again, I'm not going to be sitting up there. It's okay, cool to listen to people. It's okay to have some spiritual encouragement and listen to people or whatever like that. I'm not knocking if Christianity is her way of life, but she can't force me as a grown adult to, like, teach my kids. Like, I should be able to have a choice and freedom of religion. And if I say that I agree more with what my husband is talking about, then that should be respected, because me and him lay down and had these kids, not my mother and me. So that's the only thing that I have against her, is that she doesn't respect that I'm my own person, my own individual person, and I had my own blessings outside of her. And I feel like that caused envy, and the fact that you try to go, you know, do that with your husband to take my child and accuse me. It's been that same thing. Mothers accusing their daughters because they don't want to move on from whatever they've been taught, or they got stuck with having kids with men they didn't really want to be with. You know, it's just been going all types of ways. And so this perpetual railroad of children has continued in American society until the people really wake up and do the right thing and stop taking these kids through railroad, through all of the things and trauma, because it's just going to keep on repeating, and we're never getting nowhere. As Americans, we're not getting anywhere. We're not creating functional families. We're perpetuating things when we going to wake up and learn, where did we go wrong in history and how do we fix it? That should be the next subject, and that's what we should be working toward as everybody that live as an American right now. Set aside your own culture, where you come from and background, but it's time to put American first and not just where we came from and struggles and privilege or whatever we call it for, because this is a real life serious war, and I'm really trying my best to not allow the judgment to go forward, but I can't help it if it do, because y'all been warned and people have told y'all to stop doing this to families a long time ago, and some people like it's not even worth living on earth right now. So at this point, a lot of people just looking to just issue judgment and get out of earth, because that's the best thing we can do right now. Especially if we don't have any choices to live anymore, then what, you don't want to put people in that. So now that y'all don't put people, majority of Americans, in that state of mind, they don't got nothing to lose no more. It's not nothing really they can gain, they can have. Oh my gosh, this is the worst state that you can ever put anybody in mentally, in a sense. So you can't. It was going to all backfire, like I said, when you took the mother's rights, the original ones from the beginning. You wasn't trying to hear their truth. You were only trying to have a people that you felt like they was going to be lesser, that you can rule over. And when it backfired, that you realize these people are not dumb, they have their own mind, they cut it off. They always thought they were going to have a plan B with the other ones. But I digress. You're going to see what's going to go on with that. They keep living. You'll see about that. But anyway, that's the only thing that I'm concerned about. So it's like at this point, I don't really want to remove Shakaya from her grandmother. I don't like the fact that she continues to repeat that. I don't like the fact my family is so divided, especially among women. That's the one thing I can't accept, because it's just too many whores that came in the house. I'm just being honest. Too many harlots that came in. It has really affected us. And I don't got time for my daughters to be at war like my sister, 2 girls. You only got 2 girls down there in Mississippi and they can't get along. I don't got time for my daughters doing the same thing, because y'all have drama and nothing but mess in y'all family. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's materialistic out for what they want the next person to be. Look, I'm not coming to validate and buy my parents nothing. Like, I'm not their child to be buying them stuff. It's not my job. Look, to take care of them. I do that if I wanted to. I had a choice if I don't want to put y'all in a nursing home, or if I want to take care of you. See, like I said, you'll see the end of it when they realize that, again, they thought they can always lean on me because I was the one that be so forgiving and loving. But when I realized that at the end of it, what they did to me, took everything from me and got upset at me and envied me and did all those things to me when I wasn't the one that was going to do. So y'all made it. Y'all forced me to not live by y'all anymore, by the actions that y'all did. So whatever goes on down there, or whatever your other children decide to do to put y'all in nursing homes, or whatever they decide to do, even with my children, my first 2 children, I have nothing to do with that. I can only protect what I have now, and that's the future. And that's what God crossword road decision gave me. It was like, you're going to continue to fight for the past that you can't change, or you're going to sit here now and start with this daughter and this child. Like, I don't understand. What did they think I would have chose? So I couldn't save time. I couldn't go back in time. It hurted my feelings, but I'm not, when I tried so hard to stay, I tried so hard to not even get to this point, y'all. I did so much, but they don't like a humble and peaceful woman, an intelligent woman. They wanted somebody that can just keep on, like I said, it's that religious doctrine that has caused a lot of problems, and I'm just not doing it anymore. So when I snapped out and woke up out of it, I just ended up, that's when my war and my hatred started for me. So yes, you're either going to be blind as a woman, or you're going to be awakened. A woman going to be either or. She's going to be blinded or asleep, or she's going to be awakened and understanding. There's only 2 versions you're going to get of that. And both of them is a fix that is good and negative. But I'm going to just be honest. I'd rather still live with both eyes open. I never want to go back to be blinded. You get defiled when you're blinded as a woman. And I realized, looking at my old self and new self, and I'm like, darn it, I can't believe I was under that much. Hold on, let me talk to the lady. Hold on. All right, so for Christmas, I'm gonna send some little money. I got my budget aside, so I'm gonna send something for Chicago and Landon. because it takes too long to go pick up stuff, and then I probably don't even know what they want, so I'm gonna let the grandparents, my parents, just, you know, take them whatever they need with their money and let them go get something that they want, and I just take what I got for Shai and just go get her something that, you know, and ask the foster parents what they think that she may want or need. So I think Shakai is teaching my black side, which is my parents, how, you know, what they did was wrong to reject me as a mother. I think that just, to me, that gives them the lesson that they learning. And I feel like I've seen a better version of my mother with my daughter, which is her granddaughter, than with me. So I think that still made a change. And I'm glad to see her at least come to thinking, or at least trying. So I believe she's going to slowly get to it, you know, give herself time to figure it out. With Shai, I feel like this could give the other side, you know, the white side, to understand maybe their black granddaughter. Let's just say she's y'all black granddaughter, for y'all to get to know us a little better, since I couldn't really have both cultures in one. So I decided that this is the only way I can kind of get both cultures to see my point of view, is if one daughter be with this side, one daughter be with that side. And because now I've been split up for so long, so now maybe both sides to do the right thing and say, you know what, we shouldn't did this at all. Let's just give her back her children. So we'll see what happens after all this. But yeah, so right now both daughters are split up in 2 different households. But I'm trying my best with New York and Louisiana at this point. I'm going to put it over here then. Fine. So her shirt says, shake your tail feathers. So a little nice little shirt I got for her. So I got a little nice little shirt. She, you know, she's feeling better. So today we are going to read a little book. It's not much. Yeah, I like that shirt too. So we're going to read The Tale of the Rabbit and Coyote, right? So the rabbit and the coyote. And I just wanted to wear green today because, like I said, the holiday season, you got that red and green going on right now. So, yeah, so we got that red and green going on right now. So that's what we're going to do. So the Tale of Rabbit and Coyote. And she's eating a cookie. The ladies brought us a star cookie. You know, she's been tearing that down. Huh? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, you should be very full at this moment. You've ate some snacks. All right, so one full moon night, Rabbit found a field of chills. He was so pleased to see them. Yeah, all glossy and green, that he jumped right in and ate the biggest ones. When the sun rose, the farmer came to check the chills. They were scattered everywhere, and the biggest, glossiest, greenest ones were gone. Yeah, that's the chilies in the field. Yeah, I know. Look at the hats. I love the hats. They're so beautiful. So I've always loved hats like this and different things. Oh, this is very cute. Among the plants, he saw rabbit tracks. So what did he do? He made himself a beeswax doll, and he set the doll in the middle of the field to catch the chill thief. It's in Spanish too. When night fell, Rabbit returned. He saw the farmer made of wax and crept up and said hello, and to ask for some chills too. But the wax farmers had nothing to say to Rabbit, nothing at all. Rabbit was angry. He punched the farmer hard. His right paw struck in the wax. Still the farmer said nothing, so he punched him once again. His left paw struck too. Rabbit was foaming mad, but the wax farmer was silent as the stars. So he hauled off with both feet and wallowed him. Hey, hey, hey. Then Rabbit was trapped for sure. Yeah, the rabbit. See? I like the visual. Very good. Hey, stop. Sit up. Alright, when the real farmer came to check his trap, he was delighted to see Rabbit there. Quad delicioso. Yeah, how delicious, he said. Rubbing his hands together, he popped Rabbit into a sack and he towed him home. When he got there, he hung up on the sack, built a fine fire, and set a pot of water to boil. Then he went looking for herbs. From where he was hanging in the sack, Rabbit saw Coyote coming. Great. What are you doing there? Said Coyote. This man wants me to marry his daughter, Rabbit said. But I'm too young. Why don't you take my place? Look. Look, the water's ready to make hot chocolate. There would be a grand party. When the farmer came back and took down the sack, he saw Coyote inside it. You'll pay for this, he said. He popped Coyote into the hot water. Hey, Coyote flew right out of the water and took off after Rabbit. Wow. He followed his tracks till he found him high in the jacare tree. I'm going to eat you now, said Coyote, for he was very furious. So what did Rabbit do? Well, he knew that Coyote couldn't tell the difference between the fruit of the jacare, hard as a rock, and the soft, sweet japori. Or zappo fruit instead. Well, toss me one, growled Coyote. Rabbit did that. He tossed down the jacare with all his might. Plump! It struck Coyote and knocked him out cold as a garbage. When Coyote woke up, he tracked Rabbit till he saw that fiery Scordor resting against a large rock at the edge of the hill. Please don't eat me, pleaded Rabbit, leaning against the rock. Can't you see that if I don't hold back this rock, it will roll down and crush the world? Here, you hold it while I find some people to help us. Coyote believed Rabbit and took his place. Rabbit hooped off free as a bee. Soon Coyote knew he made a mistake. He went after Rabbit, muttering all the while. Yeah. And when at last he found him, Coyote said, now I'll eat you. But then who will take care of the little children in this little school? Asked Rabbit, pointing to the web's nest on a low tree branch. Someone needs to give it a knock if a purpose tries to leave. Well, Coyote loved to give knocks, so he took the job. He lay near the branch and waited. When a wasp flew out, he whacked that wasp's nest with a little stick. Yeah, with a little stick. Wipe your face. Take a break. And I do like the little ornaments that we got. In a minute, we're going to put some on her thing. I like it. Yeah, I know you're going to be sleepy after this, so don't be surprised if she goes to sleep or she don't want to eat dinner for a while because she done had snacks and lunch. All right, and all of the wasps came after him, or whoops. They chased him into a pond. Only his nose struck out of the water, so they stung that many times. It was pitch black night when Coyote found Rabbit at the edge of the lake. Now he was, now he was really going to eat him. But Rabbit said, why eat me, Coyote, when I have been waiting for you so we can share the cheese that you see there. Rabbit pointed to the moon reflection upon the water. Of course, explained Rabbit, we must first drink all of the juice of the cheese in order to eat the cheese itself. So Coyote began drinking the water to reach the cheese itself. Yeah, the cheese in the water itself. After a time, he said, I simply can't drink more. Just a few more simps, said Rabbit, and you'll reach the cheese for sure. Coyote drank more and more and more. He drank so much that water poured from his ears. But when he turned to discuss this with Rabbit, and Rabbit ran away. Coyote ran after him as best as he could, but he was swallowed as a sponge. Now Rabbit knew of a ladder that reached into the sky. He began to climb it up, 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 and he hopped all the way to the moon. Then he hit the ladder. Far below he saw Coyote looking for him up in the sky. But try as he might, Coyote never found the ladder. That is why, to this very day, Coyote sits gazing up the moon. Yes, that is a really good moon, right? And now and then the house yes, she's pointing at the really moon. Yes, it's nice. And now and then he hauls or holes at it, for he is very furious with Rabbit. All right, so it says glossary of Spanish expressions. It say hello cinto, hola sana, or Miss Chilis. Yeah, we got the expressions. It says adios amigos, goodbye friend. And then it has me siento o Puerto Rica will be I feel a bit strange. Then we have hasta luca, see you later. Then it says tuvo, or it says tuvo a como manita. I'm going to eat you, little buddy. That's funny. I like the kind of, there's very good illustrations. So it has some good illustrations. So this is the tale of the rabbit and the coyote. So get it, got it, get it, got it. We're not going to eat that, but we're going to have to definitely sweep that up. All right, so yeah, so maybe Tuesday. I'm thinking Tuesday I'm going to take off so I can go get, you know, I hate that it was around. I waited till this close to court to go do it, but I had to get some money from this point on. So I'm going to take off, like I said, to go deal with that. Have my lawyer wants me to just go, I guess, do the evaluation again. I did it in April of 2025 for the Catholic Charities. And they didn't say anything wrong. So I'm going to go do another one for the courts. And I think that's all I have to complete. Her father's completing his DM classes. So I'm glad that he's taking those classes. And maybe that can help him better in his anger and different approach. So it's nothing wrong. I took my parenting classes. So I think it's just something good that we can have. And maybe that can absolutely open the way. So if Shakaya wants to come back, I know my daughter wants to be with me down there. Like I said, the only thing that's holding us is my mother theology and her stubborn way that she was raised in. So seemed like she can't let go, and she wanted me to continue that, and I just can't. I love her to death, but me and her have two different mindsets and two different pathways of life with God. Okay, so yeah, so let her write a little bit. So you want to trace hers on the lines. You want to do some tracing right quick. So I did write, like I said, out her little project she did today. Color, yes. We gotta get some colors right over here. Get a few. So what do y'all got planned for the holidays, Christmas? So yes, it's the story of also how I got deceived as well. Like I said, bringing in forth my firstborn daughter. I love her to death. And so our marriage, what we would have been married was 2019. So, because she's 6. So, yeah. So, this made the 6th year we've been married, but we've been knowing each other for like 8 years since 2017. But we got married in 2019. But we had met in August of 2017, and we got married December 31st, 2019. So, it wasn't like a rush thing, but she's the one that kind of pushed us to do that right thing, because we didn't want to, like, do something wrong. So, I apologize. The world was just changing at that time, y'all, and I had so much empathy, and I was so blinded. I didn't even know what I was going through. I just know that there was some type of, like, real life, like, entity communicating with me, and I just couldn't explain it to people what I was going through. Yes, I do have a psychic gift, and then I also have, like, dreams and visions and insight, and it was just hard to get people to understand that. But I stopped letting it manipulate me and do things against my will, so I ended up getting control over it. And then when I found out, like, it was kind of like my mom using that too, so I was feeling bad and turning back. The reason why I was turning back, because I was so much thinking about her and was not wanting her to get hurt. You know, when you got people close to your heart, you do things based on that, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. So I had to learn the hard way to stop letting people manipulate me in those ways. And so when I realized that people were actually, even my own family code was using that against me, I had to get out. I had to get out. I had to wake up, and I had to realize I had to make some changes for my life. So this is kind of making a change for my bloodline for once, and healing it, and just not letting people dictate. And if so, what? If I'm not enough for you because I don't want to buy you no home, I don't want to just go out doing all of these things to make sure everybody else good, and I don't have nothing. Like, I'm not finna let nobody use my power against me no more. That's just not happening. Look at the women now, how they become, and y'all complain about how they are now. Like, ain't nobody finna keep on doing it. These children are born from us for us to protect and love and take care of, not our children taking care of us. So you got some parents that thought that too, and then hate their children for not, like, wanting to, like, be under idolatry, or, like, then once you do all that stuff for them anyway, they still going to be ungrateful. So it's like me, I'm going to take care of the Count family I created, the covenant I created, and not the one that I came from. I'm sorry. That's just what I'm on right now. But it's hard for my husband to let go of that culture. It's hard for him not to defend it. And I understand, but that's just that root in him, of his father, that he has to war in him. But overall, I think I gave him a blessing as well to be able to overcome those things of that nature. The first Adam. Yeah, so we got green, we got purple, we got blue, and she also know her colors. Like, she said her color with the marker earlier. She was like blue. So yeah, she said, I know my colors. Yeah, I know my colors. Well, at least I know she know blue, so she know blue are colors. Yeah, so we're tracing lines. So this is horizontal, and it's bicycle. Honestly, the language that I prefer, I don't even prefer English, you know what I'm saying? So I disagree with y'all trying to war to put that in play too. You know, if I had a choice to choose between two languages, honestly, I would just choose my Blackfoot language, or I would choose French, you know, to learn. Latin is pretty good. Latin, to be honest, is better than English. It's the best one when I can tell you when it comes to all cultures to it. I'll say Latin when it comes to the social class would be a very good one. It would actually be better than French and Spanish. Latin would be the best one. For Blackfoot would be the most adaptable one, you know, for the nation. So I think that that definitely could help, but all that other stuff that they created, all that other jibber jabber language and all those bow languages of different fathers, and I don't know, it doesn't do no purpose to me. I think it's just jibby jab. Yeah. So my language always had meaning, and I always had pictograms. It's always had a visual guidance, because God I'm visual and virtual. So it's always had like a pictogram or a message to it, and that's what made it so creative and likable. That's kind of where I like my language to be, not just words, not something that a person just saying, but actually like what am I saying when I say this, that, so people can get a more visual complex. Because once you take the visionary out of it, so like when they took the visionary out of it, and that's what I'm explaining with English, is when they took the vision, because English doesn't have a visual guide, pictogram guide, like it's just words, and you just gotta know what the person is talking about. So it's like really a blind language in a sense, because it's not giving you any visual, it's not giving you any messages, it's only telling you a bunch of words that you have to comprehend to kind of figure out. And sometimes it's twisted, sometimes it's triggering. And so I keep saying that once they put this language in our mouth, there's a lot of things that came about, right? And there's a lot of life and death is in the tongue. So if they knew they could give us a defilement of language too, that could kill us. You know what I'm saying? Or they can start strife and wars, because they understood communication is the only way you can ever have a healthy business or relationship. You know, if you give people not that, and then it's the only way that you can even get any comprehension. You know, first you got to get through the level of communication before you can ever get to the comprehension, because somebody could have comprehension but have the wrong language, and so they're not therefore articulating themselves properly. It's not that they don't have their intelligence, it's the fact that they're not having their language to be able to articulate themselves effectively to be able to get us to see what they're saying. But I found the way through certain cultures to be able to be blessed to learn some things, so I can help them, you know, have a culture, or have a family or something like that. So that's pretty good. If you're able to do that. So yeah, I agree. Like the black woman is very intelligent, because she's probably the most woman that can actually learn all language. I think you would find her be the only woman that have learned everybody language. Eventually she's gonna learn your language if she's in your continent. Like, but the black man has not excelled in those levels. He hasn't really learned everybody language, like in a sense. And even if he do, he still doesn't comprehend certain type of social things as she can. And I've seen that to be true as well. So you just got to be careful. It's a thin line between the man and the woman mind. That's all I can tell you. And just make sure you're respecting those boundaries, you know, of people. Right, and because I want to set healthy boundaries, because I know that it's going to help us all in the long run. And no, I never wanted to intentionally do anything to anybody or harm or kill nobody. But again, people love to twist it back on the victim or the person when they do a response or react to something that was caused upon them. So like, you know, like I said, a lot of time men have been getting away with persecuting, like I said, women, killing women, doing all types of things. And there was never ever justice for it in a sense, you know, certain types of crimes. But I just feel like, what would y'all did anyway if a young girl call y'all hotline and say, hey, my dad is molesting me, I need help? Most of the time, they're not even going to believe the girl half of the time. Then if that does occur, then now she got to deal with family hating, because now you got a secret out there. People don't want it to be out. You know, like the girl got to go through all types of stigma and figure out how she could be safe through all of that. And so I just feel like she didn't feel like she had nobody that really was going to take her serious about that. So I guess she decided she wanted to be a police officer and put justice herself, because there was no justice. If you call a male officer, he's not going to do it. So why would y'all get upset for her doing it? I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. She got a good meal and she was safe in prison for 25 years. So, hey, she didn't have to worry about being molested no more. And she got her food, a shower, everything she need. and she got some justice served. And that father and that police can't do it to nobody else, to no other woman again. So, I mean, I think it was only wise to do that. Sometimes that's better than living in the hell household. Or even bringing children in. So that's what the story happened with. And I hate it happened like that for that young lady. But that's just, it just shows you the truth that they were the problem from the beginning. So we got green. Is that green? Good. Green. Red. Red. No, that's green. Red. Alright. She's so funny. Okay, you love clapping. I think she done boo-boo too. You done boo-boo? I smell a little bit of something. So she's learning how to potty a little bit at a time. So hopefully y'all probably working with her at home with that, because that's something that I'm doing or I would be doing. Because she's old enough, she's 2 now, and that's something that she can be growing up doing with her, or maybe daycares learning. Say, we just finished. Say hey. All right, so are we done with this session today? Okay, so we're going to go do another potty training moment with her and clean up as usual the room, the area, and prepare to end our day. Then I got some things to do, but I hope that we have a good week, and I know we will. And I appreciate y'all sharing these moments with us and watching and just liking what we do. And please do not be fighting on the bus anymore, ladies. Okay? Everyone's trying to get home, and we're trying to get home safely. And I just want y'all to be respectful of other people, children, and other people that is also paying for that support or that service in society. And like I said, if there's many parks, there's many places that y'all can do that as. I'm pretty sure you probably even know where each other live at. The bus is not the place to be fighting, okay? Or workplaces. It is so many places outside. Like I said, you got parks. You got all types of places to cat it out. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But you have to be respectful of other people's time and space and body and wherever they're trying to get to. And some of them do actually have to get to work or have business to take care of. So, you know, I probably do agree the ones is, you know, not doing much, always doing the most, right? Okay, whatever. All right, say bye-bye. Bye.